Hello everyone, Fox Hunter again with a later in the day update from EW's The Hunting Lodge livestream that occurred earlier today. And we had the grand reveal of what they are calling the Showcase Update, which is a very interesting title for what is basically our updated weapon pack with those 3 firearms that we know are going to pack a punch. And I didn't see anything about any new skins, actually, now that I think about it. So those, I'm guessing, will be forthcoming in a future update. It doesn't look like we're receiving any additional accessory for our weapons either. What did come out for weapons was something that the community has been asking for an incredibly long time. That is loadouts, preset loadouts that you can take, prep for specific maps, specific types of hunts. I know a lot of hunters are really excited about that. I, for one, haven't really felt affected by that. I haven't really paid attention to how much time I've used and or wasted when changing my loadout, changing my setup, but now that I think about it, yeah, a lot of time goes into that. A lot of time goes into planning that. So I'm excited to test that system as well. You can see it here on the screen where you have this drop-down menu and you're able to do any number of presets with just drag and drop and then save at the bottom. And that is incredibly awesome as a quality of life update. The only thing that I'm really disappointed about is that they didn't apply the same logic to sorting our trophies in our trophy lodges. That by far is one of the most requested quality of life fixes that I've seen on almost all of these live streams and in chats, that we need a way to sort our trophies in a more efficient, effective way. I surely do not like that, and I hope that gets a fix in the future. Also, the big news, probably the piece de la resistance, which was the brand new Layton Lake themed trophy cabin. Almost a lodge, not quite there. There is some major differences, but what's unique about this lodge is that some of the trophy mounts are fixed, meaning that only certain animals can go on specific trophy mounts. You can see those limitations when he goes into the trophy editing mode. As you can see in the background, the trophy mounts themselves have labels for which animals go on what. And having looked at a schematic, it actually seems pretty well balanced. I can't complain about the choice of placement. I think by putting these animals in these specific things, it'll really fill out the lodge nicely. And then there is a multi-mount in the main room space, so it will give you a little bit of customization option. And I've had all day to think about this, and at first I was a little put off by the idea, I'll be honest. I think it's severely limiting for the creativity for users of this particular lodge. However, the more I think about it, the more I listen again to its intended purpose, this design choice makes a lot of sense to me, because this is supposed to be sort of a taste, a tantalizing, hey, this could be your experience if you were to buy a full trophy lodge. You would have more customization available. You would have more creativity with a full lodge. You would have more pick and choose capabilities. Whereas this, it basically introduces you to the concept. If this is intended for brand new gamers, which it is, that's okay. It's going to take some getting used to. It's going to take me really getting to know the space and understanding it better by actually using it to really come to appreciate that design choice. But regardless of that, it is still a remarkably gorgeous lodge. I cannot tell you enough how much I appreciate the craftsmanship, the structure. It's one of those types of places that I could see myself living at, and many people said that both in the chat, and Jaxie Beard himself also said that. Now, the other really big thing, the thing that people asked for the most in the chat that I noticed was, what about the spook radius? Will it be returning back to the way it was prior to the New England update? And the answer is not quite, but yes, it was brought down a little bit, and Jaxie Beard alluded to this not only being a reduction in the spook radius itself, but also the entire, quote, spook performance got an update, meaning how the animals behave, how they react when fired upon. And while he did not go into any kind of specific details as to what that looks like, he did refer us to many of the hunters and content creators who have had the honor of being given a early access, and to check them out because they'll be the first to report out on what that will look like. I know I'll be watching a few of my favorites just to see how it's changed. Now, there were some animal behavior tweaks beyond the spook radius rework. Many animals, including moose, were entering into their zones at much later times than what was originally considered normal back before the New England update, and that has been tweaked again so that animals will come into their need zones earlier. I know a lot of people are really excited about that. I know I am, because that was definitely a performance issue, and it really limited our ability to grind and to be effective in managing our herds and enjoying the hunt. hunt if you use need zone hunting. So that is wonderful to hear as well. Now, one of the other more interesting things to come out of this that I don't know that people were expecting is that the zeroing perk is no longer a perk. It is actually a starting ability with your hunter. So if you're starting a brand new game, you will automatically have that as an ability, which will change the game for many people. I know I personally don't really rely on the range numbers myself because I have a numbers comprehension challenge. However, I know many people who do, and it's the heart and soul of the game to them. So making this available as an accessibility thing right off the bat, I think will help with the dynamics of the game a lot. Another one of the biggest bug fixes to come out of this was the Great One Moose Fur fix. Many hunters had challenges with mounting their Great Ones in their lodges only to find that the fur color had changed once the animal was mounted. This really upset many players, and I am so glad to see that a fix is finally forthcoming with this update. Now, I am disappointed to report that many of the thoughts that I had about what could be coming with this update were way off. He did not mention lures or calls at all, so with this update we will not be expecting any kind of updates or changes to that system, and obviously we can't expect a new transportation system soon. I really, really want that horse. Look at all these vehicle choices! These are things that people need to pay attention to. Horse! This is always going to be my vehicle of choice. Alright, a little clunky, but you know what? I'm not even arguing. This is exactly what we need in other sphere. Wolf? That is a big raccoon! Oh my gosh! That's the size of a very large dog. That's going to do it for this update, guys. I'm really excited, and I invite you to stay tuned to my channel because I myself have a really, and dare I say, really big announcement coming up as far as my future on the Hunter Call of the Wild. It still stands as one of my all-time favorite games, and I appreciate if you stuck with me through the hiatus that I've taken in order to rekindle my love of the game after I crashed and burned during my moose grind. So please stick around. If you want to check out some new content I've been working on, I am linking my secondary channel in the description below, Ready Reset Games, where I've been focusing on Sons of the Forest. Please join me on Kelvin's Mighty Swell Grand Adventure because we have been having a time. That's all I'll say. Thank you all so much for listening, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye!